Listen in to news lines from the Today Show. In response to popular demand, Facebook decided to post live feeds from public and private surveillance cameras so they can be seen online. In other words, anyone in the world can log on to the internet and to select a particular stream, view it on Facebook, and zoom in on the individual, and then the user can back-click or forward-click to see where he or she has headed or has been. Let's go on with how police agents with facial recognition equipment or a user can click on a stranger, plug in the image to Facebook, or Google it to identify a person, even all of us, not just criminals, and follow us or a criminal door to door. What? How can this be? It can be because our supreme law of the land, the Constitution, is not protected by the technological advancements. Thus, we need to be able to protect our constitutional rights as it deals with technology. In order to protect ourselves, we need to first take a look at surveillance and privacy and how the Fourth Amendment should protect us, but isn't. Be aware of the constitutional implications of our health care to challenge when a series of constitutional problems, the fourth namely, provides no clear answers. And finally, we need to face the challenges and make changes to the amendments to protect us against what our founding fathers could not have imagined. There begins to emerge a society quite unlike any we have seen, a society in which government may intrude into the secret regions of a life. Technology has become the Frankenstein monster that we all have seen in our nightmares. To begin with how we must protect ourselves to the right of our privacy rights, maybe we're just not aware of what is actually happening. Currently, a wide variety of technology is easily accessible by the public and can peer into our homes. For instance, the lower courts have been willing to hold that reliance on flashlights, binoculars, and zoom cameras to see inside premises does not implicate the Fourth Amendment. Since telescopes can be purchased at Walmart for only around $100, they too fit in that category. Night vision scopes and very sophisticated technology or even satellites can be used to look through windows. As long as these windows are situated near a public street or sidewalk, according to Big Brother, is not actually then fictionally blind about this. To go under current law, most of the individual searches start with virtual searches. Huge amounts of information can be achieved in just a virtual search. Over 679 pieces of information can be obtained in a 30-second time span. Obviously, these surveillance issues should be regulated through the provision limiting information and disclosure, and the chilling effects occasioned by the surveillance. Simply, the government should have to justify privacy involving searches. None of this technology can be challenged under the Bill of Rights if it targets you or me. Could conceivably be viewed with the naked eye, and or if they are preventative or intelligence gathering exercises. Is crime even mentioned? No. Granted, our private lives are therefore not private and can't be given back to us unless we do something right now. But we can't just stop here. Not only can the government search private information, but they can also search health records too, right? No, no one can access these. Wrong. So what does this imply? New medical therapies by private companies are not FDA approved until thousands of human guinea pigs, genetic engineering, including efforts to choose some lives and reject others, is done for research. This presents moral and ethical questions, but also takes this into account. Biotechnical technology could allow someone, maybe even a terrorist, for instance, to genetically engineer a smallpox virus, for instance. This is very scary indeed. Some good research is being done, such as the growing ability to sequence human genomes and find genetic associations, and the research to alter genes for disease prevention. Ah, yes. However, insertion or detection of genes in these private research companies ups the ante on physical, social, and ethical background. Who is to put a halt to enhancement of intelligence, the trusted search of a perfect child? We are not in a science fiction movie, people. Constitutional norms, courts, and legislature need to step up. We need to all know that currently our laws do not protect our biotechnology. We need public boundaries and outright bans that threaten human rights and dignity. We need to be protected in this complex technological platform of healthcare. For now, then, as we look at this brave new world, there are obviously some reasons that we need to protect ourselves, just as the founding fathers did in their day. It is time to revert back to the first principles. A search involves looking for something with justification aimed at preventing specific, imminent, and significant danger. This could be added to restore to the Fourth Amendment to its place as the primary arbiter of how government investigates the citizens. Even when those investigations rely on technology that can be used covertly and even from a distance. This will require a fairly dramatic overhaul of the existing Fourth Amendment, all to enable use restrictions. In such a world, massive government snooping can be lawful if credible safeguards are in effect. Along these same lines, we don't want biotechnology to get out of hand. We don't want clones running around, do we? Or a new 1918 flu virus from the lab to be the next controlled epidemic? We need to extend regulatory authorities to respond to actually building and screening mechanisms into laboratories to act aggressively. Faced with strong actions that stress constitutional norms, the courts will uphold that work and strike down that we don't. We can't continue to take stabs in the dark. The biotech platform was not even a distant thought in the forefathers' minds. Now that the platform needs to be addressed also in the Constitution, profound challenges? Yes, but necessary indeed. So our world is in a virtual crossroads. Either use services versus humans with choices and free will, or do we not use that? Rather, the Constitution back up and cherishes our liberty, or technology takes over. Rather, it is in private issues or health we push changes. It's up to you. It's up to all of us. Oh, did you hear the latest possibility? GPS has been tracking us in the room for 10 minutes, and the files on us have increased by 89 facts. Now, if that isn't food for thought, then I don't know what is. Our Constitution must be a blueprint for us translating it, addressing and implementing constitutional values of the 21st century that the Constitution needs modernization.